Hi there, and welcome to Monday Mindsets. I'm Mark Peebles, here to help you get your mindset right for the week. Just a reminder, this is part of the Real Life and Real Estate podcast. And I want you to follow us wherever you get your podcast, but I also want you to find us on YouTube and subscribe to our channel so that you get all of our great content. So that is at It's Mark Peebles. That's where you're going to find us on YouTube, at It's Mark Peebles. Okay. This week, I want to talk to you about the silent mindset. Silent mindset? What are we talking about here? Yeah, I know it does sound kind of interesting, doesn't it? But I was just having a great conversation with Lisa Harvey. She's one of the executives in my company, and she is trying to grow. We every week put up a question for everyone to answer, and the question this week is, what specific skill or practice are you trying to grow in right now? And she wrote silence and solitude. And I was like, wow, what do you mean by silence and solitude? And she said, I spend time in the Word of God every day, right? So she's spending that time reading. She spends time in prayer where she's talking, communicating with God. But she said, what I really struggle with is sitting in silence, not talking, not letting my mind run wild, but just sitting in silence, taking a pause and allowing my mind to reset, or allowing God to even speak things into my spirit that are going to affect my day, that are going to change my mindset. And I thought, man, that's really powerful. And guess what? That is something I'm terrible at. In fact, my mind goes 1,000,000 miles a minute all day long. In fact, I'm always thinking of the next thing. And when I try to sit in silence, this is the crazy thing. I'll try so hard to sit in silence, and about 8 seconds in, I think, oh shoot, I forgot to whatever. And then I'm like, scrolling again. It's so hard to just get to that place where I'm able to sit in silence. So what I wanted to talk to you about in terms of a silent mindset, and what I believe you need, is a 2-minute reset. So I'm going to practice this, okay? Over the next week, you're watching this. I always listen back to these too. I like to critique myself and say, man, you shouldn't have said it that way or whatever. So I'm going to listen back to this. And when I do, this is my challenge for even myself for this week, is 3 times a day to do a 2-minute reset. Now, what does a 2-minute reset look like? Well, I am going to tuck myself away in a quiet corner. Maybe I'll come to the studio. When there's no one else here in this studio. Right now I have Sarah in the room with me, and occasionally our producer Natalie's in the room with us. And so I will have other people around. But when I come down here, it's dark. There's no one here asking me questions. I can leave my phone outside the door, and I can sit in silence for 2 minutes to reset my mind. Why 2 minutes? Well, because 5 minutes is a long time when you're just starting. If you go and start lifting weights today, you're not immediately going to be curling 100 pounds, right? You actually have to start small and work your way up. And so I'm speaking to myself. I know for me that I can start with 2 minutes. Take this thing, get rid of it, get rid of the iPad, get rid of the computer and all the stuff that causes noise in my life, and sit in silence to allow my mind to reset. I'm challenging myself to do this 3 times a day, starting the week that this comes out as a Monday Mindset. Okay, so I'm just going to practice 3 times a day, sitting in silence. Now, my goal is to work up to 5 minutes where I can sit in silence and solitude for 5 minutes. And who knows, maybe I'll be able to go further than that. And in this time, it's not necessarily prayer time, because I don't want to be speaking anything. I don't want to be saying anything. I want to clear my mind. And who knows, maybe during this time, God will reveal some things to me in my life, things that I need to clean up and things that I need to do and people that I need to reach out to. But in this time, I'm not going to be worrying about, getting to this and my notes. I'm just sitting in silence, resetting my mind. And I can't imagine the effect it's going to have on my mindset. So look at this. I always say to people whenever I'm giving a message, like I do preach in churches occasionally, or I speak to people, and I always tell people, if I'm challenging you to something, believe it or not, I'm probably challenging myself to it because I struggle with it too, because I'm a human being just like you are. And so I just challenge myself to it. And guess what? I'm going to challenge you to it as well. I want you to pause 3 times every day for 2 minutes. And I just want you to reset your mind, the 2-minute reset. And that's what we are developing when we develop the silence mindset. Have a great week.